Okay, besties, welcome back to Main Character Classics. We are right back in the middle of the absolute mess that is the Victor and Creature saga. So the Creature just finished his little trauma dump, and he is just staring at Victor. Like, he is literally waiting for a reply, and Victor is just sitting there, completely bewildered. He is basically buffering in real time. But then the Creature drops the actual bombshell. He tells Victor, basically, look, you need to build me a girlfriend. A female version of me so we can have some emotional support and just vibe. And he does not ask, bestie, he demands it as a right. Ugh, the audacity is actually astronomical. Like, imagine just asking your dad to build you a whole new person because you are lonely. That is some next-level Delulu energy. Wait, now Victor is finally waking up from his trance, and he remembers that this guy is actually a menace. The anger just hits him like a truck. He tells the Creature, no, absolutely not. No amount of torture is going to make me say yes. He is basically saying, I might be miserable, but I am not going to be a total loser by creating another monster who might just decide to desolate the entire world.
Oh, that's a lot of damage!
I am literally screaming. Victor finally has a spine. He tells him to begone. Just leave. Get out of my face. But the Creature is not having it. He enters his villain era immediately. He tells Victor, you are wrong, and instead of threatening me, let us actually use our brains. He says, I am only malicious because I am miserable. Like, he is literally blaming his toxic traits on his upbringing. He asks Victor, why should I be nice to humans when everyone hates me? He points out that Victor would probably just push him into an ice rift and kill him without it even being called murder. The Rizz is completely gone, and now it is just pure, unadulterated hate. He tells Victor that if he cannot have love, he will settle for fear. And he swears an inextinguishable hatred for Victor, his creator. He says he will not stop until he has desolated Victor's heart so much that Victor will actually curse the day he was born.
What the hell? Oh my God, no way!
No, because the level of toxicity here is actually insane. Like, this is not even a conversation anymore, it is a psychological war. I am actually deceased at how quickly this went from I just want a friend to I will destroy your entire bloodline. But then, and this is where it gets really sketchy, the Creature just calms down. He is like, sorry, I got passionate. He tells Victor that if anyone showed him a little bit of kindness, he would return it 100-fold. He starts selling this dream of bliss. He says, look, I am not asking for much. Just a girl who is just as hideous as I am. He admits they will be monsters, cut off from the world, but he says they will be more attached to each other because they are both outcasts. He is literally begging now. Make me happy, he says. Let me feel sympathy from just one thing. Wait, Victor is actually starting to feel bad for him. He is shuddering at the thought of the consequences, but he is thinking like, is this actually just? Did I not owe my creation some happiness?
Bombastic side-eye. Criminal offensive side-eye. Do you understand?
The Creature sees the opening and just glazes him. He promises that if Victor agrees, they will never be seen by humans again. He says he will move to the wild parts of South America. He's even talking about his diet. He is like, I do not eat lambs or kids, I just eat acorns and berries. We will sleep on dried leaves under the sun. It sounds like a low-budget camping trip, honestly. But Victor is not a total idiot. He is like, wait, you say you love humans, but you want to live in the middle of nowhere with beasts? You are totally lying. You will come back, you will get rejected again, and then you will have a partner in crime to help you destroy everything. The Creature loses it again. He is like, why are you so inconstant? You were just feeling bad for me, and now you are hardening your heart again. He swears by the earth and the sun that he will quit Europe forever if he just gets his companion.
Oh my God!
He says his evil passions will just vanish because he will finally have sympathy. Like, he thinks a girlfriend is a magical cure for his entire personality. Victor is just staring at this filthy mass of a Creature, and he is caught between pity and pure, raw horror. He literally says his heart sickens.
Brother,
I cannot even imagine the Ike factor of this conversation. Like, imagine trying to negotiate a peace treaty with something that looks like a walking landfill. Victor tries to ask if this is just a trick to get more power for his revenge, but the creature just snaps. He says, "Do not trifle with me. I demand an answer." He claims that without love, he is destined for vice, but with an equal, he will become a sensitive being again. Victor takes a long pause. He thinks about the creature's early days, the way he was treated, and he also realizes that this guy can literally survive in ice caves and climb mountains. He realizes he cannot win a physical fight.
Shut up, bitch!
So Victor finally folds. He gives in. He says, "Fine, I consent, but you have to swear on your life to leave Europe and every other human place forever as soon as I give you the girl."
What?
The creature is absolutely hyped. He swears by the sun and the blue sky and the fire of love in his heart that Victor will never see him again. Then he just bolts. He descends the mountain faster than an eagle and vanishes into the ice. Ugh, the way he just dipped as soon as he got the W is so typical. He knew if he stayed one more minute, Victor might change his mind. Now we get to the aftermath, and it is honestly just a mood. Victor is walking back down the mountain, and he is just broken. The sun is setting, and he's just wandering through the pines, weeping bitterly. He is literally yelling at the stars and the clouds, asking them to just crush his memory and let him become nothing. He is in his total flop era. He does not even get to the village of Chamonix until morning. He goes straight back to Geneva, and when he walks into his house, he looks absolutely haggard. His family is terrified because he looks like a zombie. He does not even talk to them. He feels like he is under a ban, like he is too cursed to even be near them. But because he loves them so much, he decides to dedicate himself to this most abhorred task of building a monster bride just to save them. He is literally sacrificing his sanity for the plot, and he is convinced that this is the only real thing left in his life. And bestie, we haven't even gotten to the part where... Oh my god, besties, welcome back to Main Character Classics, the only place where we treat these dusty old books like the absolute dumpster fire of a group chat they actually are. So we are back with our favorite tech bro with a god complex, Victor Frankenstein. No, because the man is literally in his flop era. He is back in Geneva, and he is doing the most absolute minimal amount of work. He's supposed to be building a whole entire female monster because he signed a contract with his first mistake, but instead he is just rotting. Like he is literally procrastinating on a biological horror project. He says he cannot collect the courage to start again because he is scared of the monster's vengeance, but also he just does not want to do the research. He's basically a college student who has a paper due in 12 hours and decides to take a nap instead. Ugh. And then he hears that some English philosopher has the tea on how to actually make this happen. So Victor is like, maybe I should go to England. But then he just keeps delaying. He's just floating through life, getting his health back and pretending everything is fine while a literal demon is waiting for his girlfriend. I am deceased. Like, the level of avoidance is actually legendary. He's just out here on his little boat on the lake, watching clouds, trying to manifest a life where he does not have to build a freak show bride. Seriously, imagine being so delulu that you think taking a boat ride is a valid substitute for fulfilling a death threat contract. The aura is just non-existent. Then, we get to the most awkward family meeting in history. His dad pulls him aside and is like, "Victor, baby, I can tell you are still depressed." He literally says he has been guessing why Victor is acting so sus. And here is where the dad completely fumbles the bag. He suggests that maybe Victor does not actually love Elizabeth. Like, maybe he sees her as a sister, or maybe he has a secret side piece. He is literally asking Victor if he is cheating or just not into her. I cannot. The audacity of this boomer dad to think that the problem is a lack of Rizz or a secret crush when the actual problem is a 8-foot-tall undead nightmare stalking the family.
Oh my god!
Wait, Victor actually defends the relationship. He is like, "No, Dad, I love her tenderly and sincerely. She is the ultimate it girl. My whole future is based on this union." And the dad, feeling all warm and fuzzy, decides this is the perfect time to say, "Okay then, let us just get married right now." And besties, Victor is absolutely cooked. He's just standing there in total silence while his brain is screaming. He is thinking, I cannot marry her right now because I am basically a slave to a monster. He is literally imagining the wedding bells ringing while a giant undead creature is standing in the background like, Where is my wife, Victor? He is freaking out because he cannot enter his honeymoon era with a deadly weight hanging around his neck. He is literally thinking, I have to finish this loathsome task first or my whole life is a lie. The stress is actually astronomical. I am actually screaming. Imagine having to tell your dad, no, I cannot marry my soulmate today because I have to go to England to manufacture a biological entity from scratch. That is a level of stress I cannot even imagine. I would simply pass away. So Victor does what any Sigma male would do. He lies. He tells his dad he really needs to visit England, but he keeps the monster part a total secret. He just dresses it up as a study trip. And the dad, who is just happy Victor is finally leaving the house, is like, slay, go for it. But then the dad adds a little twist. He and Elizabeth decided that Henry Clerval should go with him. Now, Henry is the ultimate golden retriever bestie. He's just pure sunshine and positive vibes. Victor actually likes this because he thinks Henry can be a human shield between him and the monster. Like not me using my best friend as a bodyguard against a supernatural creature. That is some real friendshipping right there. So they leave in September. Elizabeth is all sad and tearful, probably sensing that Victor is hiding something massive. She's just there providing the emotional labor for the entire relationship, while Victor is just thinking about his chemical instruments. Priority check, Victor. Your fiancé is crying and you are thinking about your beakers. The Ike is real. Then they get to Strasbourg, and the contrast between them is actually hilarious. Henry is out here having a full main character moment, staring at the sunset and the sunrise, screaming, this is what IT is to live. And Victor is just there. He is a wet blanket. He's just a miserable wretch who cannot even enjoy a pretty river because he is haunted by a curse. He's literally bringing down the whole vibe of the trip. They boat down the Rhine, and Henry is just glazing the scenery the whole time. He is talking about the mountains and the castles and how the spirit of the place is just so harmonious. He is basically a travel vlogger without the camera.
Emotional damage!
And then Victor starts getting all sentimental. He starts talking about how Henry was a being formed in the poetry of nature and how his soul overflowed with affection. He is basically writing a tribute to Henry in the middle of the story. Wait, why does this feel like a eulogy? Why is he talking about Henry in the past tense? Ugh, the foreshadowing is actually painful. He's literally telling us that this lovely, joyful man is probably not going to make it. My heart is actually breaking for Henry, who is just trying to enjoy a boat ride while his friend is secretly a bioterrorist. Eventually, they hit the plains of Holland, get to Rotterdam, and finally see the white cliffs of Britain in December. They see London, they see St. Paul's, and they are officially in the land of the English philosopher. Victor has finally arrived at the place where he can build his monster bride in secret, thinking he has escaped his problems. And bestie, we haven't even gotten to the part where